Hi everyone, we're just resting up a little bit after a couple of very intensive SFT tapping events, group tapping events, so we're just taking a bit of a break from doing a bunch of formal recording. But anyway, I'm down here in our little veggie patch, and we've had a little bit of rain recently, and so I'm only down here for the first time in a couple of days, and it's always amazing after being away for a couple of days from the veggie patch, finding out what kind of happened in the last couple of days. So I thought I might show you some of that. So the first thing I wanted to show you is the progression of one of the banks of cucumbers. You might remember these, they're really growing, and this one in particular is probably the largest one at the moment. I showed you another day these little shoots that come out of the top that I use to climb. So this one is just finding its way up the trellis structure to be climbing. I actually think that guy down the end is not a cucumber at all. I actually think it is a pumpkin, and the reason why I don't know what it is because I actually didn't plant it. It just popped up, which is one of those amazing things of nature. We've got a little helper here, that's Milton. Yeah, tell your audience how much you love them. Oh, that's so cute. Tell your audience how much you love them. Yeah, we're the best. He's just so cute. He's doing really well. He's finding his mojo. It's funny, when we take him to the dog park, his stance is like a proud lion, male lion. A little bit like that, actually. So it's kind of amazing. Let me take you for a walk over here. I've just pulled up all the bird netting. These guys are going nuts. You can see how every now and then I need to put them within their trellis structures so it can help them navigate into the vertical position, but they're all getting really large. Can you see these fellas here? A few days ago, well, because it's been a couple of days since I've been out and checked on these guys, these are the first time that I've noticed these. There's another whole bunch here. These are Romas, by the way. That's why these tomatoes will end up looking like a, I don't know, I guess a miniature football, I suppose, for those that know what Romas are. Let me show you around the other side, actually. Oh, there's Milton again. He was doing a photo bomb. So there's a couple in there, if you can see those guys. These ones here. Yeah, very cute. There's a few little babies coming up here. So all over the place. Let's have a look at the bank of cherries. I haven't seen these for a little while. Okay, so just in the background, I need to see those guys. They're coming up. There's another little one just in camera. What else? Oh dear, there's lots of little cherries around here. So this is a whole bank of cherry plants, cherry tomatoes. They're not cherries at all, they're cherry tomatoes. This is another bank of cherry tomatoes. It's a constantly sort of checking to make sure that they're staying within their trellis structure, so they're being supported. Okay, so I've see there's a couple of little guys here. But the interesting thing is that these fellows here get a little bit less sun. So they're in the shade a little bit longer than the first two banks. So, and this one here stays in the shade a bit longer as well. And I'm having a look here. I think this one's going to be a late season crop, to be honest, because of the low hours of sun. They really do need between 6 and 8 hours of sun pretty much every day, full direct sun. They're probably getting about half of that, to be honest, which suits me that they are a late season crop, because I don't know if you know this, but Romas are what they call determinants, which means that they grow, they produce their fruit all pretty much in one hit, and then it's all over Red Rover. So what tends to happen with Roma crops is that you get everything happening all at once, which is, well, if you want to spread your crop out, not the most ideal. So I'm actually happy that we have a whole bunch of plants in different locations with different levels of sunlight. This is the second bank of cucumbers, and you can see that those little wrapping arms, you can see this guy here has already wrapped itself to the trellis. There's a, oops, focus isn't that great, sorry about that. So here's another example where, can you see that the little arm has found the trellis. This one here is still hunting, searching. But the funny thing is that once it finds its latching point, it just stays latched. It's quite amazing. I love those little guys. And I think I said in a previous video, by the time these grow out, and by the way, these are growing really fast now, so again, I haven't sort of checked on these for a couple of days, but in those few days they've probably doubled in size, maybe not quite doubled, but so that's quite amazing. Let me lift the lid on these guys. These are, I'll just do it halfway. These are capsicum or bell peppers, I think, for those in the American viewership. Now, the interesting thing about these is that I find these quite fickle to get them to take. It's interesting, while I'm filming, I'm trying to pull weeds out all at the same time. They're quite fickle to take, and this particular bed that I'm looking at here, it's a square raised bed, about 3 feet by 3 feet, thereabouts. I've had to replace probably 10 plants, so I'm trying to grow 8 in this particular bed, and I've currently got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are doing okay, but I swear to God, I've lost about 10 just in this bed. And so, you know, I plant them and the root structures, they just don't take in their new environment, and then what tends to happen is that the main stem just falls over, and then they wither and they just crumble and they die. So that's always disappointing. This guy here, I'm going to have to stake up. Can you see this one doesn't have any trellis structure at all? You might remember that this is my bank of Romas under the permanent trellis structure. I think I spoke about that at some point. I put that permanent trellis up about, I think this is its 3rd season, but I just wanted to show you. So what I do then is, from the trellis, I've got these little eyelets, and I just drop a piece of yarn down, and I actually double them up and then tie them to the bottom of the plant, and so the string is up here, and then the trick is every couple of days just keep winding the main stem so that it encourages the main stem to grow vertically. And so that's how this structure, see all these little strings, they're all supporting the vertical structure of the plant. It's a pretty effective system. I kind of like it. It's just too expensive to lay down these trellis structures everywhere. I mean, if you're a commercial tomato farmer, they do have systems So I know that there are some commercial tomato farmers that use this system, but I'm fairly certain they've got a much more cost-effective way of doing it than what I've got going on here. So this is another bank of Romas that I've got going, and the interesting thing is, oh, there's a little ladybug. The interesting thing with these Romas, and I noticed the same last year, this location, again, these are a fairly late fruiting position. Actually, I can see a couple of, can you see those? The first remnants, the first examples. There's a couple of tiny ones there, but way less than in the other location. And again, it's got all to do with the sun. So this location doesn't get the morning sun, and it gets direct sunlight for about probably 3 hours only, and it really does want 6 to 8 hours. So that's just one of the unfortunate things that I need to deal with. I need to water all of these, but the owners of this place, we're renting this place, the owners of this place, they've put a lot of trees in, which is great, gives a lot of shade, gives a lot of good ambience, but unfortunately it does then throw a lot of shadow over the majority of the backyard, and therefore limits the effective growing capacity. So yeah, anyway, I hope that little walk around was useful, a little bit of an update as to what's going on, and I'll keep you guys apprised. One of our other jobs today is to pot up the cuttings of a lot of the fruit trees that we've been collecting recently, so that's going to be fun as well. Alright, thanks for tuning in. Bye for now. Catch you next time.